And good evening and welcome to the U.S. Cellular Center as tonight your Cedar Rapids Rampage hosts the Milwaukee Wave. Would like to welcome everyone watching on MASL TV. Action just underway in this, the second meeting between these two clubs. We'll go over starting lineups here in a few minutes. And that is Josh Lemos. Sends the ball to midfield. Rampage with takeover. Here's Taylor Bond. And pass into the Rampage zone. Kicked away by Heiner. And the ball bouncing back and forth. Looks like an injured Wave player on the ground. That's defender Drew Ruggles being helped up by Victor France. And that's Ricardinho on the ball for Milwaukee. Sent the ball over to Liete. Liete to Stuart Grable. Shot just wide. Followed up by Ricardinho. And it'll be a goal kick coming up for Cedar Rapids. Starters for the Rampage in goal tonight. Heiner making his third start for Cedar Rapids. At midfield, number 3, Gordy Gerson. Target, Tony Walls, Mario Alvarez at midfield. And in the secondary for Cedar Rapids, it'll be Yoshio Sandoval and Edwin Rojas. For Milwaukee, as our referee, Ron Corris, gets ready to set this top of the box for Milwaukee. It'll be Max Ferdinand on the ball. The Wave in their bright yellow uniforms. Cedar Rapids in their all blacks. And kick coming up from Liete back over to Ian Bennett. And that'll be over the wall. For Milwaukee, Josh Lemos in goal. Vega and Jonathan Santos in the back. Here's Sandoval sending the ball out of play. And Cedar Rapids will make some changes. The big story for Cedar Rapids tonight, number 77 is Voldo Rojas back in the lineup. After missing the past 2 games with a thigh injury. And Milwaukee will be on a restart again at the top of the box. Max Ferdinand on the ball. Ferdinand over to Ruggles. Ruggles. And that will be Milwaukee's first goal. Coming with just 2 minutes into play. And for Ruggles, that is his 6th goal of the season. And Rampage head coach Ante Chope talked about the fact of the Rampage needing to get on the board early, not coming from behind against this undefeated Milwaukee club. Ball into the corner. Swarm of Wave players there. And looks like Walls down on the ground, former Wave player, Tony Walls. And Gordy Gerson will have the ball for the Rampage in the corner. And here's Gerson. Pass over to Charlie Bales, ball kicked out of play. Rampage will get some subs. 2 former Rampage players as Renault has the ball. Sent into the box, blocked by Huffman. Santos on the ball, passes back to his keeper Lemos. Lemos over to Stuart Grables. Stuart, a Milwaukee native. Santos on the ball. And back to Lemos. And on this small field, Lemos is not going to be afraid to use his athleticism and make his way upfield as he has all season long for Milwaukee. And it'll be Edwin Rojas on the ball for Cedar Rapids. Rojas, ball taken away, ball played. Here's Matos with a shot and a goal. And Milwaukee has taken a quick 2-0 lead here in the first quarter. And again, there's a timeout on the field as Ante Choke gathering his troops and trying to settle the Rampage down as they are facing a 2-0 Milwaukee lead very early here in the first quarter. For Matos, that is his 6th goal on the season. So wave goals coming early from Ruggles and Matos. Of course, Milwaukee's leading scorer this season is Ian Bennett, coming into tonight's game with 24 goals. And again, Milwaukee has been tough all season long as they enter tonight's game 10-0. Cedar Rapids coming into tonight's game 6-5 after a New Year's Eve loss to the Baltimore Blast by a score of 3-2. So Cedar Rapids, Taylor Bond playing at target tonight for the Rampage, will be on the ball. Cold night here in Cedar Rapids with temperatures expected to dip into the -15 to -20 range. It's been very cold all week long. That ball played out of play, and it's going to set up a Josh Lemos goal distribution. And Lemos sends this ball upfield, looking for Renault. Instead, it's blocked by Sandoval, who sends the ball out of play. Ball will come in, and Sandoval quickly over to Taylor Bond. Cedar Rapids has struggled with possession. That's been one of the issues they've struggled with all season long. And this ball being fought for in the corner. And Sam Guernsey will get the ball for Cedar Rapids before it quickly being taken away by Robert Renault. And here, ball played over to Heiner, over to Sandoval, now over to Hurwitz. Hurwitz back to Heiner. And the Wave is got guys all over the field. This ball played to Vega, back to Lemos. This will be the first of 2 games between these two teams this weekend. As following tonight's game, Milwaukee will make the trek back to southeastern Wisconsin, and Cedar Rapids will make the drive up 151 tomorrow morning for a 6:05 matchup tomorrow night at the UW Milwaukee Panther Arena. This ball, Victor France on the ball for Cedar Rapids. Ball into the corner, Cardino, and Heiner is there. Hurwitz, this is Bobby Hurwitz on a breakaway. Hurwitz sends the ball looking for Taylor Bond. Taylor Bond on the ball, and this ball played back to Heiner. Heiner sends the ball over to Sam Guernsey. Ball played into the corner for Bobby Hurwitz. And looks like we've got a foul on the play. Foul going to be called against Gordy Gerson. Ball played in by Liete. Liete sends the ball down to Ricardinho. Goal kick by Heiner. Over to Charlie Bales. Bales looking for Gerson. Ball played back to Charlie. Charlie over to Mohamed Kanawi. Mohamed sends the ball down into the corner to Osvaldo Rojas. Once again, Rojas making his return to the Rampage lineup after missing 2 games. Here's a ball played. And ball back to Heiner. Heiner sends the ball over the corner, looking for Rojas. Well played ball. Rojas sends the ball over to Bales. Bales, and there's a block. And looks like we've got another foul on the play. That is former Rampage player Angel Curiel on the ground. Angel back on his feet. And it'll be Milwaukee ball. Lemos over to Vega. And Chino on the ball. Ball played back to Drew Ruggles. Ruggles with one of Milwaukee's 2 goals so far in tonight's game. Chino on the ball for Milwaukee. Ball played back to Lemos. And Ruggles over to Lemos. Lemos making his way downfield as he's done throughout this season. Great feat, the Milwaukee keeper in his 2nd year with Milwaukee. And Drew Ruggles on the ball. Ruggles looking for Ferdinand. That ball is taken by Gerson and quickly taken by Chino, but there's a foul on the play and it'll be Cedar Rapids ball. Ron Corey, our official tonight. And this ball will be played back to Heiner. Heiner in his 3rd start for Cedar Rapids, 1-1. And this ball played out of bounds. And it's going to be Milwaukee ball. Rampage players not liking that call. And Milwaukee will put Ruggles on the ball. Ball played over to Matos. Matos with the other Milwaukee goal. And this ball is going to be played down to Renault. Robert Renault having a phenomenal season for Milwaukee. Played over to Jonathan Santos, the former Rampager. And ball kicked out of play. And it will be a Rampage goal kick coming up. And ball played out of bounds. Victor France was the intended Rampage midfielder. That ball gets out of play and it'll be Milwaukee possession. Milwaukee, one of 3 undefeated teams in the MASL, followed by the Monterey Flash and San Diego Sockers. This ball played out of bounds. It'll be Milwaukee ball here in the corner. And Drew Ruggles on the ball for the Wave. Ball kicked over to Renault. Renault sends it over to Liete. Liete. Leave it to Vega. Ball into the corner, and looks like we've got a foul on the play as Lemos tripped up, looks like by Taylor Bond. And this ball played into the corner. It'll be Andrew Hain on the ball for Milwaukee. Shot by Liete, just wide. Heiner with a save. And the Cedar Rapids goalkeeper doing a great job keeping that ball out of the net. Ball Ball backed up to Lemos. Ruggles on the ball. And he finds Stuart Grable. And it looks like we've got a Rampage player down. No call so far by the officials. And that looks like Yoshio Sandoval on the ground. Finally, the whistle is blown by the official. Yoshio Sandoval kind of at midfield. And looks like we're going to have an injury timeout. So the Rampage coming back into this game after a 3-2 loss to the Baltimore Blast this past Sunday, New Year's Eve. Rampage in the game till the very end. And we're back to the action. Lemos with the ball for Milwaukee sends it down into the corner looking for Liete. Ball will go out of play and Cedar Rapids will get the ball back. Looks like it's Sam Guernsey. And looks like there's some confusion on the field between the officials. They're discussing something down there. And once again, we're here at the U.S. Cellular Center. This is the second meeting between the Rampage and the Wave. The first meeting, Milwaukee won that contest. That was in Milwaukee. And this will be Sam Guernsey on the ball. And looks like Heiner's going to take it. This will be a goal kick. Ball sent upfield. Taken away by Milwaukee before Derek Huffman quickly recovers it. And looks like Heiner's a little bit of a possession issue. Ball played out of play, and Milwaukee will be once again on a restart. Stuart Grable on the ball. Ball taken back by, there's a shot by Ricardinho. And Sam Guernsey with the block. This ball into the hands of Heiner as Ian Bennett almost had his 25th goal of the season. Milwaukee controlling possession most of the game so far. Mohamed Kanawi on the ball for Cedar Rapids, sends it over to Rojas, and that ball quickly played over to Lemos. Here's Milwaukee back on the attack. Ricardinho on the ball, sends it over to Marcio Liete. And this Milwaukee team has a lot of depth and a very well-coached team by Giuliano Oliviero. Here's Tony Walls, former Wave player, on the ball. And it'll be Sam Guernsey. Looks like he's limping a little bit, but Sam, a tough dude, gets back out there. And this ball played out of bounds by Heiner. And looks like it's going to be another top of the box for the Wave. This has got to be their third or fourth top of the box. It'll be Max Ferdinand on the ball for Milwaukee. He's got Matos to his right, Liete to his left, and Ian Bennett and Drew Ruggles underneath. Ball will be played by Liete. Liete over to Matos, blocked by Mario Alvarez for Cedar Rapids. And this ball played down. And it looks like it's going to be Mario Alvarez tussling back and forth with Chino over to Ferdinand. Ferdinand, you've got Sandoval and Alvarez in the corner battling, and this ball will be played back to Lemos. Josh Lemos at midfield. Again, Milwaukee likes to use Lemos almost as a sixth attacker throughout the game. He's got good wheels on him. This ball sent over to the corner. Alvarez on the ball for Cedar Rapids before being taken away by Milwaukee. Chino on the ball now for Milwaukee. down into the corner. And good defense there by Mario Alvarez as the ball gets played back to Heiner. And again, Milwaukee has maintained possession most of tonight's game. And one of the talking points for Rampage head coach Ante Chope was to not allow Milwaukee to control the tempo of tonight's game, and that's exactly what they have done thus far. Here's a shot by Hurwitz, just blocked. Bales on the ball for Cedar Rapids. Sends the ball back to Victor France. Ball played by Bales, shot high over the goal. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout on the field. Throw in by Lemos. And that ball sent downfield by, there's a shot! And Taylor Bond on the shot. But Lemos was right there. And Milwaukee now back on the attack. Looks like a foul is going to be called on Taylor Bond. And this ball will be a Milwaukee restart with Daniel Matos on the ball. Here's Renault. Robert Renault in his second year with Milwaukee. This kid is a rising star throughout the MASL. Ball sent into the box, intended for Hain, but nobody home. And Bobby Hurwitz quickly had the ball before it's taken back by Milwaukee. Andre Hain, ball taken by Bobby Hurwitz. And this ball sent Stuart Grable. Plays the ball to Robert Renault, back to Lemos. Lemos downfield to Daniel Matos. Matos finds Max Ferdinand. Ferdinand over to Stuart Grable, swing and a miss, and Bobby Hurwitz gets the ball back for Cedar Rapids before turning it over quickly to Ian Bennett. Bennett shot, saved by Heiner. And this ball thrown downfield with Heiner looking for Osvaldo Rojas. Rojas over to Kanawi. Kanawi shot just high. Ball played into the stands after it ricocheted off the glass. And once again, it will be a Milwaukee restart. Ruggles plays the ball over to Lemos. Lemos sends the ball over the boards, and it'll be a Cedar Rapids ball. Again, tonight, Milwaukee will travel home, and Cedar Rapids will follow tomorrow morning as these two teams will battle at the Milwaukee Panther Arena in Game 2 of this two-game series. As this ball is sent down, Rojas with a shot just wide, and Milwaukee will recover. Here's a 1v1, Bennett and Edwin Rojas, kicked to midfield by Heiner, and Victor France on the ball for Cedar Rapids. Ball sent over to Kanawi. Kanawi quickly gets the ball taken away by Ricardinho. And again, both these teams playing physical, both very athletic, very young. And ball played to Kanawi before blocked by Jonathan Santos for Milwaukee. Played back to Heiner. Heiner sends the ball upfield. Ball kicked away. Tony Walls back over to Edwin Rojas, back into the corner to Rojas. And now the ball will be kicked out away, and I believe we've got a restart coming up. The first restart for the Rampage tonight. And there's 1 minute left in this first quarter with the Wave leading the Rampage 2-0. So a restart coming up top of the box for the Rampage. The Rampage is going to put Tony Walls on the ball. He's got Gerson, Huffman, Taylor Bond, and Victor France. There's a shot by France, just blocked by Lemos, and ball played back to the Cedar Rapids keeper, Heiner. Ball played into the corner. Just misses going out. Looks like Ruggles tussling with Tony Walls. Foul's going to be called, and it'll be Milwaukee ball. There's Lemos. It's being chased by Walls. Well played by Josh. Josh sends the ball down to Angel Curiel. Curiel on the ball. Chino, a former Rampage member last season, before being acquired by Milwaukee during this offseason. Here's Gordy Gerson, the captain for the Rampage. Sends the ball over to Tony Walls. Walls over to Hurwitz. Hurwitz looking for Gerson. And Gordy Gerson, and this ball just goes out of play. Lemos almost got caught on one right there as he was at midfield with a 1v1 between Gerson and Santos, and the ball goes out of play. And this will be a throw-in for Josh Lemos. Lemos sends the ball, looking for Renault, taken by Yoshio Sandoval for the Rampage. And that's a block by Vega. Ball goes out of play. It'll be Cedar Rapids ball. Sandoval on the ball for Cedar Rapids. Sandoval sends the ball into the corner, looking for Tony Walls, the Milwaukee native, has the ball taken away by Renault before Sandoval gets there and gets it back for Cedar Rapids. Now Lemos sends the ball, and that will conclude our first quarter with Milwaukee leading the Rampage by a score of 2-0 after two early goals by Drew Ruggles and Daniel Matos. So we'll step aside. You're watching Rampage Soccer on MASL TV. And would like to welcome you back to the U.S. Cellular Center for the second matchup between the Milwaukee Wave and the Rampage. It's a cold night here in Cedar Rapids with temperatures expected to dip to the -15 to -20 range. And that's the actual temperature, not factoring in the wind chill. But it's warm here in the U.S. Cellular Center. And Cedar Rapids will start with the ball here in the second quarter, trailing Milwaukee 2-0. Taylor Bond plays the ball over to Edwin Rojas. Rojas over to Yoshio Sandoval, sent to the midfield to Alvarez before sent back to Heiner. This ball And Cedar Rapids on the attack. Ball played into the corner. Lemos steps out, and it's going to Lemos. Grabs the ball out of his box. And that was caught by Ron Corey. And it's going to be a top of the box for Cedar Rapids. They've got their restart unit out there. It'll be Victor France on the ball for Cedar Rapids. And France plays the ball over to Walls. Walls plays the ball back over to Victor France. And Milwaukee right there. Ball played back to Heiner. Heiner gives it to Taylor Bond. Bond sends this ball over to Gerson. Gerson back to Huffman. And now ball sent back to Heiner. Ball played over to Gerson. Now over to Victor France. France trying to find Walls. Ball just high. And Tony Walls almost had that one go in for Cedar Rapids' first goal. Now Milwaukee back on the attack. That's Ferdinand on the ball before being tripped up by Victor France. And it'll be a foul on the play. Ball sent back to Vega. Now over to Stuart Grable. Grable over to Lemos. Lemos kicks the ball into the corner looking for Hain, and Heiner is there to get the ball back for Cedar Rapids. This ball sent down by Kanawi. And again, both these teams pressing tonight using all of their athleticism. Both of them going back to battle tomorrow in Milwaukee. And ball recovered by Cedar Rapids. Mohamed Kanawi, Mo on the ball. Mo looking for Rojas. And instead has it taken away by Drew Ruggles, but is able to get it back. Here's Gordy Gerson in the corner. Gerson being chased by Stuart Grable. And the ball played over by Gerson. He was looking for Guernsey, nobody home. And Ricardinho gets the ball back for Milwaukee. Now Sam Guernsey on the ground. And here's a shot coming up. Oh, and just high by Rojas. And looks like Bobby Hurwitz is going to get called for a foul. Cedar Rapids having a few chances here in the second quarter as they're coming with their attack a little bit stronger. And here's Lemos. Lemos calls over Ricardinho. This ball taken by Rojas. Rojas into the corner for Cedar Rapids. Looks to play the ball to Hurwitz. Hurwitz is tripped up in the box. And the ball is going to be very well placed for Cedar Rapids. As I think Ricardinho is looking at the official, wondering what the call is. Bobby clearly tripped up. And it's going to be a restart for Cedar Rapids in the box. Great opportunity here. And you got France, Hurwitz, Huffman, Osvaldo Rojas, and Sam Guernsey. Ball kicked into a Milwaukee wall by Victor France. Ball goes out of play. And Cedar Rapids will get another shot at it. Here's Huffman. Huffman with a shot right into the hands of Josh Lemos. It looks like we're going to do it all over again. Huffman on the ball. And a goal! And a golazo by the Rampage defender, Derek Huffman. And Cedar Rapids is on the board. And the Rampage looking for somebody to step up and get that first goal. And it's Derek Huffman putting it in for Cedar Rapids. And Derek Huffman has been a specimen for the Rampage all season long and blasted that one right in. And that is an unassisted goal, his 7th of the season for Derek Huffman. And it's now 2-1 Milwaukee. Victor France on the ball, loses the ball to Ian Bennett. Here is Heiner. Heiner trying to find Charlie Bales. Instead, ball ricochets off the wall. It's Tony Walls on the ball before taken away by Vega. Now Milwaukee on the attack. Chino with the ball. Chino into the corners. Chino with a shot. And a goal. And Milwaukee back to a 2-goal lead as Angel Curiel punches in. His second goal of the season. So Cedar Rapids had some momentum after that Huffman goal, and Milwaukee quickly answers back thanks to an Angel Curiel goal. And this ball sent to Heiner. Osvaldo Rojas and Mohamed Kanawi. Ball sent back over to Rojas. And Heiner will kick this ball. And here is Stuart Grable. Andre Hain, shot blocked by Heiner. Follow up. Ball into the corner, gotten back by Cedar Rapids. Taylor Bond tripped up, no foul on the play. And Jonathan Santos on the ball before it gets sent back over to Lemos. Santos on the ball for Milwaukee. Sends this ball along the boards, looking for Andre Hain. And ball played back to Lemos. Ball sent down into the corner to Hain. Will be played by Heiner. And Derek Huffman on the ball for Cedar Rapids. Ball sent out of play, and this will be a restart coming up for Milwaukee. And it'll be another top of the box for the Wave. They had 4 or 5 in the first quarter. And Max Ferdinand on the ball, sends it into the corner for Ian Bennett before the ball ricochets out of play. And here is a shot. And this coming from midfield. I believe that was Marcio Liete with the goal for Milwaukee. And for Marcio, that is his 10th goal on the season. And Milwaukee now on top 4-1. Again, Cedar Rapids got a goal by Huffman, but Milwaukee has since responded with 2 goals of their own coming from Curiel and Liete. Ball into the corner. Here's Lemos battling with Osvaldo Rojas. Rojas looking for some help. He's got Victor France before the ball taken away by Ricardinho. Ricardinho, he's got a 1v3, and Cedar Rapids quickly gets back. This ball played back to Vega, who plays it back to Lemos. And Lemos kicks the ball down into the corner, and he's got 2, and Renault gets his foot on the ball, sending it out of play. Ball played out of play. And it'll be a goal distribution from Heiner coming up here for the Rampage. Sent over to Yoshio Sandoval. Heiner sends the ball into the midfield to Bobby Hurwitz. Hurwitz looking for Tony Walls. Ball just goes out of Walls' reach and played back to Lemos. Here's a takeaway. Tony Walls looks for a shot. Shot saved by Lemos. Ball into the corner. Stuart Grable, and a foul's called on Tony Walls. It'll be Milwaukee ball. So Rampage almost had an opportunity there as Tony Walls went one-on-one with Josh Lemos. And it looks like we're going to have a yellow card. Yellow card on the play. And it looks like it's going to be on Tony Walls for Cedar Rapids. So Walls with a yellow. He'll go into the box for 5 minutes. And I can only believe that the call was dissent because it didn't look like there was any extracurricular activity. So he must have said something that the official did not like. Here is Lemos sending the ball downfield, looking for Max Ferdinand. Here's Renault. Renault has the ball taken away. Looks like a slew of Rampage players down in the corner. And Renault tripped up. Cedar Rapids gets the ball back. Heiner distributes the ball over to Sandoval. And Heiner kicks the ball downfield looking for Taylor Bond. Bond playing target for Cedar Rapids tonight. And ball played out of play. It'll be Cedar Rapids ball with Bobby Hurwitz sporting his blue mohawk tonight. It's been a custom for Bobby at home, wearing his hair a different color. Tonight he's going with the Rampage blue. And Bobby sends the ball back over to Yoshio Sandoval. Sandoval plays the ball off the wall looking for Hurwitz. Here's Hurwitz trying to find Gordy Gerson. Instead, a foul is going to be called on the play. And Cedar Rapids will have the ball. It'll be Yoshio Sandoval. As Hurwitz comes off the field, Mohamed Kanawi back in for Cedar Rapids. Ball played down here into the corner, looking for Taylor Bond, and scooped up by Lemos. Lemos has Max Ferdinand 1v1 coming up for Ferdinand, kicks the ball just wide. And now it's Kanawi battling for the ball with Curiel. Ball zoomed back, and Cedar Rapids will get the ball back. Taylor Bond on the ball for Cedar Rapids, battling with Curiel. Ball into the corner for Charlie Bales. Bales looking for Gerson. Nobody home. Drew Ruggles sends the ball back down to Ian Bennett. This ball into the corner, scooped up by Heiner. Cedar Rapids ball. And here's Kanawi. Kanawi down into the corner for Osvaldo Rojas. Scooped up by Lemos, and Milwaukee will get the ball back. Liete now on the ball for Milwaukee. Sends the ball over to Ruggles. Ruggles loses the ball, taken by Kanawi. Sends it back to Edwin Rojas. Rojas to Osvaldo Rojas into the corner. Osvaldo puts a foot on it and kicked. Just saved by Lemos. Kicked by Kanawi. Now over to France. France shot. And now Osvaldo Rojas sends it in. And a goal for Cedar Rapids. Osvaldo Rojas. Welcome back to the Cedar Rapids lineup. And the Rampage cuts the Waves lead in half as it's now 4-2 Milwaukee. That ball juggled 3 or 4 different times by 3 or 4 different Cedar Rapids players before Osvaldo Rojas is able to get it in. And Lemos not liking that call. I believe he's trying to tell Ron Corey there was some hand usage or a handball. But nonetheless, the goal counts, and Cedar Rapids is now down by 2 with 7:15 remaining in the second quarter. We're going to step aside as there's a timeout on the field. You're listening to Rampage Soccer on MASL TV. And welcome back to the U.S. Cellular Center. We're back to the action after the timeout. Milwaukee on the ball. Liete sends the ball back to Lemos. Finds Vega at midfield. Here is ball sent downfield into the big guy, Andre Hain, into the corner. Yoshio Sandoval along with Mohamed Kanawi there for Cedar Rapids. Ball taken back, and now quickly the ball lost as Liete was right there. Shot, and that shot was blocked by Heiner, assisted by Sam Guernsey. This ball back to Stuart Grable. And a shot and a goal. And a a Milwaukee goal, his second of the season by Guilherme Vega. And just like that, the Rampage is down by 3. Cedar Rapids 2 times in this game has cut the lead before Milwaukee responds very quickly. This time, Vega.
Let's make it feel the thunder, Rampage fans. Get a clap going.
Camera over and over and over again. So try and have it on the action.
Say, Heiner.
And here is Rojas. Ball into the corner and taken by Ricardinho. And here's Charlie Bales covering the ball for Cedar Rapids. Played back to Huffman. Derek Huffman with one of Cedar Rapids' 2 goals tonight. Osvaldo Rojas. And Rojas battling. Cedar Rapids, great to have that guy back in the lineup. As Huffman and Osvaldo with the 2 Rampage goals tonight. Ball played down to Renault. Renault tripped up, and now Taylor Bond on the attack. Taylor Bond going against Jonathan Santos, and he's tripped up, gets the foul. As Santos not agreeing with that call, but nonetheless. Folks, we have received your feedback regarding the camera angles, and we will make sure we make that adjustment. We apologize for any inconvenience. And here is Heiner. Ball sent into the corner. Taylor Bond back to Charlie Bales. Bales swings it over to Derek Huffman. Huff sends the ball into the corner for Taylor Bond. Bond being battled with Jonathan Santos. Ball sent over to Charlie Bales, who now Gerson. Here's Gerson battling and just wide as Gordy Gerson almost gave the Rampage their 3rd goal. Ball played to Huffman. Here is Mohamed Kanawi. Kanawi shot, saved by Lemos. And Lemos right on the ball. And this will be a timeout called by Milwaukee. We'll step aside with 4:31 left in the half. Milwaukee Wave 5, Cedar Rapids 2. You're watching Rampage Soccer on MASL TV.
50/50 raffle tickets and buying your stuff for merchandise.
And welcome back to the action as we're here inside the U.S. Cellular Center. And the Wave leading the Rampage by a score of 5-2. The first of two meetings this weekend between these two Central Division clubs. I'd like to welcome everyone around the MASL, those back in Milwaukee, and those right here in Cedar Rapids. You're watching Rampage Soccer. And this ball sent out of bounds. And it's going to be Vega on the ball for Milwaukee. Slings it over to Josh Lemos. Lemos with the ball for Milwaukee at midfield, trying to find his target, Max Ferdinand. Max tripped up, and looks like a foul is going to be called either on Yoshio Sandoval or Osvaldo Rojas for Cedar Rapids. So the Wave will get the ball right outside the yellow line. And Marcio Liete with one of Milwaukee's 5 goals on the ball for the Wave. Liete with Vega. Sends the ball over to Vega. And Vega's going to take, Liete, with a shot. Ball will be played out of play. And it'll be a Cedar Rapids restart coming up in the corner, as Edwin Rojas is going to be on the ball for Cedar Rapids. Rojas sends the ball to midfield to Sam Guernsey. Ball quickly stolen away by the Wave, and back to Vega. Here's Vega, sends it over to Stuart Grable. And there is Bobby Hurwitz, and Josh Lemos is down. And it looks like Hurwitz trips up Josh Lemos, and now Lemos is down, and it looks like the Wave medical personnel is going to have to come out, as Josh now discussing with Ron Corey why no call was made, as I don't think Bobby was intentionally going into Lemos. Obviously, Bobby trying to play for the ball, and Ron is making sure that Josh is okay. Josh gets back up, and now Liete plays the ball. Looks like they're playing a little game of keep away with Bobby Hurwitz. And Liete now on the attack for Milwaukee, sends the ball over to Andre Hain. Hain, and Cedar Rapids does a good job of getting back, sends the ball to Heiner. And ball played to midfield. Here's Victor France. And ball taken away, and this is going to be a shot and a save by Heiner. And Milwaukee almost added to their lead, but Heiner was there and saved a big one with 3:23 left in the first half. Looks like they're waiting to find the ball as a little one bringing the ball down. I had to get mom and dad to help him throw it back onto the field, and we're back in business as we'll wait on a Heiner goal distribution coming up here for Cedar Rapids. Heiner slings the ball over to Sam Guernsey. Sam from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Sends the ball over to Mohamed Kanawi, and the ball goes out of play. And it seems like a broken record, but Milwaukee will have the ball at the top of the box. Cedar Rapids has got to do a better job of keeping this ball in play, as Milwaukee has at least 6 top of the boxes so far in this contest. Here's Max Ferdinand, sends the ball over to Drew Ruggles. Ruggles with one of Milwaukee's goals. Ball kicked back, and here's a shot. Shot by Bennett, who's been scoreless tonight in Bennett. And that ball saved by Heiner. Heiner sends the ball downfield to Taylor Bond. Bond finds Sam Guernsey. Here's Guernsey. Sends the ball over to Yoshio Sandoval. And Sandoval over to Kanawi. Kanawi back over to Guernsey. And ball is juggling around right here in the corner. And there's Max Ferdinand on the ball. Ian Bennett now with the ball. And he's being chased by Huffman and Bond. And Cedar Rapids able to get the ball back. Ball slinged over to Mohamed Kanawi. Here's Kanawi. Kanawi from Revere, Massachusetts. Here's a shot by Gerson. Blocked by Daniel Matos and Josh Lamos for Milwaukee, but Cedar Rapids maintains possession. Shot by Huffman. Taken back. Here is Kanawi. Kanawi, shot, and a goal! And Mohamed Kanawi scores Cedar Rapids' 3rd goal with 2 minutes left in the half. And Mo with his 6th goal on the season. And Cedar Rapids is back within reach, 5-3, Milwaukee. So Cedar Rapids definitely showing some fight tonight as they are not giving up, knowing this is a tough matchup against this undefeated Milwaukee team. And Milwaukee back on the attack. They've got Robert Renault, sends the ball back to Lamos. And Lamos, ball taken away now. Hurwitz in the corner with Matos. Sends the ball over to Charlie Bales. Bales slings it over to Yoshio Sandoval. Here is Yoshi. Yoshi trying to find Osvaldo Rojas, who's got one of Milwaukee Cedar Rapids' goals. And ball into the box, and Sandoval almost. But Milwaukee regains possession. Here is Matos. Matos sends the ball back to Lamos. Here's Josh, finds Robert Renault. Renault down in the corner finds Vega. Vega, and the ball bouncing around. Cedar Rapids desperately trying to get one more before the half to try and cut this lead a little bit more as Milwaukee's still up by 2. Here's Ruggles, sends it back to Lamos. Josh to midfield, finds Max Ferdinand. Here's Max battling with Bobby Hurwitz. And it looks like there'll be a foul called, and that foul going to be on Hurwitz. And here's Matos. Looks like, Ruggles will be on the ball for Milwaukee. Cedar Rapids sets up the wall. Osvaldo Rojas and Bobby Hurwitz. Cedar Rapids does not want to let anything happen in this final minute as they continue. There's a shot by Heiner as they continue to play catch up. Here's a breakaway. Here's Hurwitz. Hurwitz into the corner. Vega right there. Bobby battling with Vega, tripped up. Foul called. Cedar Rapids keeps the ball. Here's a restart. And Cedar Rapids tried to get away with one there, starting that restart a bit early before the whistle. The referee says, no, I don't think so. And ball called back. It'll be Yoshio Sandoval on the ball for Cedar Rapids. He's got Bales, Hurwitz, France, and Osvaldo Rojas. And a timeout is going to be called as Ante Chope pulls his crew together. And they try and talk this over with 36 seconds left in the half. We're going to step away from the action as you're watching Rampage Soccer on MASL TV. And we're back to the action here in Cedar Rapids. As it looked like there was a little bit of some tension between Ron Corey and the Cedar Rapids bench. Don't know what that was about, but here's Huffman. Ball played out of play. And ball was sent into our corner. Here's Victor France. France shot, and Tony Walls with a goal! And Cedar Rapids now within one after Tony Walls, the former Wave star, puts the ball in the net. That is Tony's 7th goal of the season. And Cedar Rapids cuts the lead to 5-4 with 33 seconds left in the half. And again, you've got to respect the Rampage for not conceding to this Wave squad who came out to a very quick lead. And every time the Rampage has scored, has been able to come back, and they try to do so again and do, as Ian Bennett with his league leading Ian Bennett with his league-leading 25th goal. And Milwaukee goes back up by 2. Cedar Rapids looking to get a quick goal before the end of the half. Here is Mohamed Kanawi, sends the ball down in the corner to Gerson. Gerson being battled by Daniel Matos. Ricardinho. And ball kicked down in the corner by Derek Huffman, looking for Edwin Rojas, and that's going to be the half. At the half, 6-4, Milwaukee leads 6-4 as the Wave with a 6-4 lead. Cedar Rapids heads back into the locker room. And we're going to step aside as it's halftime. You're watching Rampage Soccer on MASL TV.
Attention all concession stands. The action special is now over. There are no specials currently running.
Copy that. Thank you.
And we're back here at the U.S. Cellular Center as the second half is about to be underway. First half back and forth contest between these two Central Division teams in the first of two meetings between the Rampage and the Wave. Tomorrow the game heads back up north to Milwaukee for a 6:05 start time against, as these two teams go head-to-head at the UW Milwaukee Panther Arena. For Milwaukee in the first half, things got started right off the bat with back-to-back goals coming from Daniel Matos and Drew Ruggles. And Vega added a second quarter goal along with Ian Bennett and Marcio Liete getting in on the scoring action. As we're back underway here in the second half, that's Josh Lemos. Sends the ball into the corner looking for Vega. And ball taken back by Cedar Rapids. And that's Mohamed Kanawi making chase with Lemos. Ball played back to Edwin Rojas. Edwin sends the ball over to Yoshio Sandoval, who plays the ball back to Heiner. Heiner making his third start for the Rampage since taking over for Brett Petrusek. Here is Kanawi. Kanawi shot right to Josh Lemos, and Milwaukee will have the ball back. One thing I know Ante Chope talked to Cedar Rapids players about at halftime is limiting the restarts. Milwaukee with well over 6 top of the boxes in the first half, giving them very good field position and great scoring opportunities. Here's Lemos. Sends the ball down in the corner looking for Liete, who makes chase with Heiner. And Heiner sends it back to his counterpart, Josh Lemos. Lemos moves the ball up to midfield, shot right into the hands of Heiner. And Heiner now sends the ball downfield looking for Tony Walls. Walls misses the ball, and the ball played down in the corner. Drew Ruggles sends the ball back, taken away by Yoshio Sandoval, who plays it back to Heiner. Here's Victor France on the ball. France, who's been scoreless in the past 4 games for Cedar Rapids, plays the ball off the boards to Yoshi. Now Victor. Victor down into the corner looking for Tony Walls. Tony Walls, the Milwaukee native, tripped up, no foul called, and now Milwaukee back on the attack, and it's Max Ferdinand. Ferdinand making chase with Sam Guernsey. No foul called. I think Max was looking for a call, and Guernsey with the ball in the corner for Cedar Rapids. Here's Guernsey, sends it over to Taylor Bond, back over to Derek Huffman, now to Heiner. Heiner looking for Huffman, ball played off the wall, and the ball goes back to Heiner, who's able to kick it out of harm's way before it goes out of bounds. And again, this was one thing that Cedar Rapids struggled with in the first half, keeping the ball in play, not allowing it to go out of bounds, and trying to maintain possession. Now Lemos with the ball for Milwaukee sends it over to Drew Ruggles. I'd like to welcome everyone watching around the Major Arena Soccer League, including those in Milwaukee, along with those right here in Iowa. We're live here at the U.S. Cellular Center. The second meeting of the season between the Rampage and the Wave. Of course, the Wave, one of 3 teams undefeated in the MASL, along with the San Diego Sockers and Monterey Flash. And Cedar Rapids looking to spoil the party tonight and get a W in front of the Rampage faithful. This ball played into the corner, and Heiner able to get the ball, sending some marching orders, sends the ball back downfield, and Kanawi plays the ball back to Heiner, who plays it back over to Derek Huffman. Ball sent over to Kanawi, now back to Huffman. Huffman with one of Cedar Rapids' goals, plays the ball off the wall to Gordy Gerson. Here is Gerson. Now Kanawi. Kanawi loses the ball for a moment, over to Taylor Bond, down to the corner, and ball off the wall Charlie Bales making chase, battling with Liete. Here's a shot by Bond, blocked by Vega. Bond gets it back. Taylor is going to have to retreat the ball back to Derek Huffman. Huffman with a shot. Derek with one of Cedar Rapids' goals this evening. And now it's Gordy Gerson making chase with the big guy, Andre Hain. And the ball zlinged over to Lemos. And now Hain. Hain battling Charlie Bales with a slew of Rampage defenders. Ball stealing the ball back is Gordy Gerson. Sends it back to Huffman. And Huffman will play it back to Heiner. Heiner sends the ball down to the corner. He's got Osvaldo Rojas back in the Cedar Rapids lineup with one of CR's goals before the ball scooped up by Lemos before recovered. And now here's Chino. Chino down to the corner. Chino, a former Rampage player, plays it right into Heiner. And now Charlie Bales. Bales one-on-one with Santos. And Bales not able to get the ball. It goes back over to Santos. And now Milwaukee will make some changes, and it's Daniel Matos on the ball for the Wave. Matos tripped up. Ball taken back by Stuart Grable. Now Stuart making chase with Charlie Bales, who sends the ball over to Yoshio Sandoval. And now Cedar Rapids will try and settle the ball down as Victor France on the ball for Cedar Rapids. Sends the ball down, Edwin Rojas. And look at Osvaldo Rojas battling down in that corner. And it looks like we're going to have a foul called on Osvaldo Rojas. As Stuart Grable tripped up in the corner. Milwaukee with the ball. Here's Bobby Hurwitz with a takeaway. Hurwitz battling Santos, trying to find somebody. He's able to find France. And now Victor plays the ball back to Heiner. Heiner downfield to Osvaldo. Osvaldo trying to find Bobby Hurwitz. Bobby shot Lemos right there. And so close for Hurwitz. Not able to move quick enough. And it's going to be a restart coming up for Cedar Rapids. They haven't had many. But a restart coming up for the Rampage here in this third quarter, as it'll be Tony Walls on the ball. Tony Walls on the ball, and a shot! Oh, just wide! Just wide. Victor France shot into the box. Here is Walls. Rick Wall is shot blocked. That was Matos for the Wave. And over to Heiner. Heiner sends it to Taylor Bond, who goes head-to-head with Josh Lemos. And the ball sent back to Heiner. Now it's Sam Guernsey. Sam in his third season with Cedar Rapids. Sends the ball over to Heiner. Back over to Victor France. And Cedar Rapids has got to maintain possession, as every time they get the ball, they seem to give it right back to the Wave. Here's a shot by France, just wide. And now it's Guernsey battling with Hain in the corner. Now along the boards, and you've got a 1v1 Liete with Sam Guernsey and Liete. Huffman also there. Derek gets the ball back for Cedar Rapids, and Heiner will play it down before it's taken away. Now we're with the ball, and this ball is bounced off the boards. Heiner scoops it up, and now Heiner looking to play to Gordy Gerson. Ball out of play, and looks like they're waiting for the signal. They're going to say it's a timeout. Timeout on the field. 7:40 left in the third quarter. Milwaukee still on top, 6-4. You're watching Rampage Soccer on MASL TV.
Copy that, Chris.
All right, Rampage fans, you know what to do.
And welcome back to the action here from the U.S. Cellular Center on a cold, frigid night here in Cedar Rapids. Temperatures expected to dip into the minus 15, minus 20 degree range. And I'm not talking wind chill, I'm talking actual temperature. Milwaukee with the ball. Lemos sends it over to Max Ferdinand. Here's Max. Max being battled by Charlie Bales. Max sends the ball over to Ricardinho. And this ball kicked out of play. And it will be a goal distribution from the Rampage keeper, Heiner. Here's Heiner, sends the ball looking for Victor France. Here's Yoshio Sandoval. Yoshi trying to find his Voldo Rojas. Ball taken away by Milwaukee. And again, Cedar Rapids has not been able to maintain possession, and that's been part of their struggles tonight and why they're down by 2 goals. Milwaukee on the ball, ball taken away by Charlie Bales. Charlie, the Cedar Rapids native. Charlie with a shot just wide. And now Victor France in the corner. France tripped up and trying to find his Voldo Rojas. And Lemos gets the ball back for Milwaukee, sends it over to the veteran Marcio Liete. Liete over to Vega. And Vega tripped up by Osvaldo Rojas, foul called, and Milwaukee will maintain possession. And now Milwaukee with the ball. Here's Ruggles. Ruggles plays it back to Lemos. Josh making his way downfield. Again, Milwaukee utilizes him almost in that 6th attacker spot throughout the game. Very good with his feet in his 2nd season with Milwaukee. One of the rising goalkeepers in the MASL. And now here's Chino. Chino marching down the field, a former Rampage player from last season. 4-year vet to the MASL game. Here's Liete's shot, and it's saved by Heiner. Heiner battling with Ian Bennett. Ball played in the corner, back to Liete. Liete knocked down by Sandoval before a whistle is blown, and ball will be in the corner. It'll be Milwaukee ball. Chino on the ball for the Wave. And looks like Liete is going to play the ball. Liete plays it to Ruggles. Drew, a Milwaukee native, kicks the ball out of bounds, and it'll be a goal distribution coming up for Cedar Rapids. Again, Cedar Rapids hoping to follow in the footsteps of other Central Division teams that have been able to keep Milwaukee relatively scoreless in second halves. Cedar Rapids looking to bounce back from a 3-2 New Year's Eve loss to the defending champion Baltimore Blast. And would love to get a W before heading up 151 to Milwaukee tomorrow for a rematch at UW Milwaukee Panther Arena. Here is Josh Lemos trying to find Chino. Chino met by Taylor Bond, who sends the ball back over to Heiner. Now Huffman. Huffman plays the ball back over to Derek Huffman. Now ball over to Edwin Rojas. Rojas, he's got Taylor Bond met by Josh Lemos, and Milwaukee regains possession. Here's Ian Bennett. Ian, who has a goal tonight, finds Robert Renault, ball just wide, and Cedar Rapids is able to regain possession. Here is Derek Huffman, ball in the box still. Cedar Rapids desperately looking to get rid of this one. And finally, Edwin Rojas gets it out of there. Close call there for Cedar Rapids, as a bunch of Wave players had opportunities, but just were not able to finish it. And here is Derek Huffman. Huff sends the ball over to Tony Walls. Now ball played back. Heiner kicks the ball into the air. The big guy, Andre Hayne, there for Milwaukee before ball sent out of play. And Cedar Rapids will get a restart right outside midfield. It'll be Derek Huffman on the ball for Cedar Rapids. Plays the ball over to Heiner, over to Sam Guernsey. And now the ball in the box. Wave able to get it back and kicks it out of play. It'll be Cedar Rapids ball. And now stolen away. Here is Matos before the Cedar Rapids able to get the ball back. Now over to Gordy Gerson. Gordy tripped up, back on his feet. Huffman sends the ball downfield, and a 3-line violation called. And it will be Milwaukee ball. And ball will be played at the yellow line for Milwaukee. As Jonathan Santos with a shot saved by Heiner. Now ricocheted back to Liete. Liete over to the corner. He's got Matos. Matos being defended by Sam Guernsey, and now Santos with the ball. Santos sends the ball over to Liete. Now Santos. Jonathan with a shot and a goal. And just like that, Milwaukee back on the scoreboard, and it is now 7-4. For Jonathan, the former Rampage player from a year ago. That is his 3rd goal of the season. And now Cedar Rapids finds themselves down by 3 with 3:33 left here in the 3rd quarter.
You know what to do, Rampage fans. Let's get back in this.
Here's Heiner, sends the ball over to Mario Alvarez. Alvarez down into the corner, finds Charlie Bales. Charlie met by Wave players. Ball taken back by the Wave, bounced off the boards. And now you've got Yoshi on the ball, sends it over to Victor France. Here's Heiner. Heiner sends the ball over to Victor France, who finds Yoshi down in the corner. And Alvarez trips up Tenzin Rampa, and a foul is called. It'll be Milwaukee ball.
Let's let them hear it, Rampage fans.
Again, Cedar Rapids struggling all night long with possession. Every time the guys in black seem to get the ball, it's taken right back by Milwaukee. And here's Renault. Renault over to Bennett. Bennett saved by Heiner. Bennett recovers the ball. Now it's Renault. Now here's Robert. Robert with a shot. Ricocheted off of Sandoval. And it'll be a Milwaukee goal. And that will be Renault's 17th goal of the season. Robert leading the Wave, or second, behind Ian Bennett. And now the Rampage are down by 4 with 2:33 left here in the 3rd quarter. Here's Heiner. Plays the ball down in the corner for Gordy Gerson. Here's Chino. And Chino, and looks like Gerson tripped up by Stuart Grable. And it'll be Cedar Rapids ball in the corner.
That's your captain down there scrapping in the corner, number 3, Gordy Gerson.
And Gerson on the ball for Cedar Rapids. He's got Huffman, Kanawi, Taylor Bond. And ball sent into the box before it ricochets back to Heiner, who sends it over to Mohammed Kanawi. Ball sent over to Derek Huffman. Now Huffman back over to Heiner. Here is Mohammed Kanawi on the ball. Mohammed Kanawi and Milwaukee right there. Here is Taylor Bond into the corner, battling for the ball down in the corner with Chino. Slinged along the boards, up and out of play, and it will be a goal distribution coming up for Josh Lemos. 1:45 left here in the third quarter as the Rampage have been kept scoreless here. And it'll be Lemos distributing the ball down. And you've got Heiner, Gerson at midfield, Kanawi. Now Gerson 1v1 with Jonathan Santos. Pass over to Taylor Bond. Taylor trying to set up a shot, not able to. Met by, and here's Mo. Mo over to Gordy. Gordy, ball off the glass, and Kanawi will get another shot and saved by Lemos. Cedar Rapids trying to get something going on offense here. And looks like we've got an injured Wave player at midfield. And that is number 14, Daniel Matos. And immediately the officials Daniel Matos down on the ground. And he's being paid attention by the Wave training staff. Wasn't able to exactly see what happened, but looks like he is holding what appears to be his left knee. And Wave training staff is paying attention. And Daniel is being brought off the field. And looks like Wave training staff is going to tend to him. And we're going to get back to the action. Appears a foul was called.
Let's get back to it, Rampage fans.
And here is ball played by Heiner, plays it back to Lemos. And Milwaukee will be back in possession. Now it's Ricardinho tripped up. And obviously things getting feisty out there between these two teams, two rivals, in the first of this back-to-back series. Home and home. And here's Stuart Grable, sends the ball back to Josh Lemos. Lemos trying to find Robert Renault in the corner. Ball played back to Ricardinho. Here's Stuart Grable. Stuart battling, shot just wide, and now ricochets off the boards, Taylor Bond. But Renault is right there. Ball played back to Josh Lemos. Stuart Grable finds Drew Ruggles, plays the ball over to Chino, and now back to Lemos. Over to Renault. Robert with a goal tonight. Plays the ball back to Lemos. And ticking minutes, final seconds of the third quarter. Here's Chino on a breakaway. Chino with a shot. Ball ricochets off of Huffman. And that will be a Wave goal. And the Wave now up by 5 as it's 9-4. So looks like that ball just ricocheted right off of Huffman's foot. Very unlucky goal there for the Rampage. And Heiner will put the ball into the corner. It'll go out of play. It'll be a top of the box for Cedar Rapids. But there's 0 seconds left. Looks like there's going to be 1 second left. 1 second. Milwaukee not happy with this call. 1 second on the clock. Cedar Rapids will have one go at it. And they're going to have Derek Huffman on the ball. He's got Gordy Gerson, Tony Walls, Taylor Bond, and Victor France on the field. Derek with a goal for Cedar Rapids so far tonight. And the whistle's blown. Looks like they're saying something about the turf. They'll fix it up. 1 second on the clock here in the third quarter. Cedar Rapids would love to get a goal before the end of this quarter as they've been held scoreless. And Huffman's kick is blocked by the Milwaukee wall. And that's the end of the third quarter. The Wave lead this one 9-4. We'll be back with the fourth. You're watching Rampage Soccer on MASL TV. And welcome back to the U.S. Cellular Center as we're underway here in the fourth quarter in this Central Division matchup between the Rampage and the Wave. It's 9-4 Milwaukee in this one, and a handball going to be called on Max Ferdinand. And Cedar Rapids with a good scoring opportunity here to start out the fourth quarter. Here's Mohamed Kanawi sending it back to his keeper, Heiner. Here is Kanawi. And ball ricochets right off of Max Ferdinand. Here's Mo with the ball again. This time, ball ricocheted off of Ian Bennett.
We have some winners on our silent auction today. We have a 50-50 raffle ticket number. First, the silent auction, the winner of the Party Zone package, Vicky Rathje.
Ball down in the corner. There is. Here's Ricardinho. Plays it over to Bennett. And here is Sam Guernsey. Here's a shot by Ian Bennett, that just wide. And now Liete on the ball for Milwaukee. Liete looking for Ian Bennett. And a complete meltdown in the box. And that ball's going to go in. It'll be an own goal. Ian Bennett will get credit for the goal, and the score will be 10-4. And Rampage will have the ball back. Heiner plays the ball down, and that'll be Tony Walls. Ball sent back to Heiner. Now it'll be Mario Alvarez on the ball. Ball sent downfield to Tony Walls. Walls looks like he was pushed by Tenzin Rampa. He'll get a foul call, and Cedar Rapids will have the ball right outside the yellow line. It'll be Derek Huffman. Huffman kicks the ball right into Lamos' hands, and looks like another whistle was called. It looks like they're not happy that Derek and looks like there's some confusion on the field right now. Ron Corey, and it appears that Cedar Rapids, I thought for a moment they were going to be on the power play, but Renault goes off. In comes Ferdinand. And now it's going to be Charlie Bales on the ball.
Here we go.
Bales. And here is Victor France. France shot into the box, and here's Alvarez. Alvarez met by Liete, no foul called. And now a foul is called. And ball into the corner. Ball will be in the corner. And ball into the corner. And we're waiting to find out as there's an injured Wave player down. Earlier tonight, Daniel Matos got nicked up. I'm trying to see who that is down for Milwaukee. And it's the big guy, Max Ferdinand. He's back on his feet. And he's getting some applause by the Rampage faithful. Good to see Max back up. As the ball will be played in the corner by Tenzin Rampa for Milwaukee. Tenzin, captain for Milwaukee. Tenzin plays the ball to Liete. Now Cedar Rapids able to get the ball back. Victor France. France back to Charlie Bales, who plays the ball over to Derek Huffman. Huffman sends the ball into the corner for Tony Walls. Walls, a former Wave star. sends the ball over to Mario Alvarez. Ball played back over to Huffman. Huffman over to Bales. Milwaukee has been pressing Cedar Rapids all night long and has been able to keep the Rampage scoreless here in the second half. Here's Victor France. France plays the ball back to Heiner, who looks for Tony Walls, who heads the ball over the goal. 11:57 left here in the fourth quarter. As this ball played down to Drew Ruggles. Ruggles as Huffman, and now Ruggles meets Bobby Hurwitz, and it'll be Victor France on the ball. And Victor France will be on the ball, and looks like Derek Huffman having some words with Ron Corey. And now, looks like there's some chatter going on between the officials. And Derek Huffman talking to the Milwaukee bench. And still discussion by the officials. We're waiting. And a blue card given. A blue card given to Max Ferdinand. And now a yellow card called. We've got 2 fouls on the play. So it looks like Max Ferdinand's going to the box. And we're waiting to see who the yellow card is on. And now, still discussion going on. If I had the Jeopardy tune, I'd play it for you folks, as we're waiting to figure out what's going on here. All I know is that so Ferdinand with a 2-minute plus a 5-minute for misconduct. So Max is going to go to the box for 2 plus a 5, and that'll put the Rampage on the power play. It's been a relatively quiet game penalty-wise, as Tony Walls on the ball has this one taken by Ian Bennett, and ball played back to Heiner. So Milwaukee will be a man down for the next 2 minutes, and will be without the services of Max Ferdinand for the next 7. Here's Tony Walls. And there's a shot by Huffman, blocked by Lemos. And now Ian Bennett able to send the ball back to Heiner. Here is shot by Victor France, and a goal! Cedar Rapids with a power play goal. Victor France, who's been scoreless for the past 4 games, able to score the first goal for the Rampage here in the second half. But Cedar Rapids still finds themselves down by 5. And I believe that's Cedar Rapids' first power play goal in the past several games. But nonetheless, they'll take it as they're still down by 5 with plenty of time left. 11:04 left in this second half. So the Wave back at full strength again. And Andre Hain, just like that, does it again. And Milwaukee back up by 6. And Cedar Rapids back on the ball. Here's Bobby Hurwitz. Hurwitz trying to find. Hurwitz finds Gerson just wide. Now Taylor Bond into the corner. Bond plays the ball over to Heiner. Now over to Yoshio Sandoval. Sandoval looking for Gerson. Here's Hurwitz. And save by Lemos. Bobby just not able to get anything on the ball. And just like that, Cedar Rapids not able to take advantage of opportunities. It looks like there's some discussion with the officials again. Ron Corey has been busy tonight. I don't remember a game where there's been this many official discussions. But they're talking about something. We'll try and find out what it is. What we do know is Max Ferdinand still in the box, as he's now serving his 5 minutes. Looks like 2:42 left for the Renault penalty and 5:11 left for the Ferdinand penalty. But Milwaukee will have the ball. It'll be Ruggles plays it back to Lemos. And Josh will play it down in the corner to Chino. Here's Chino. Played with Cedar Rapids last season. Tripped up as Hurwitz gets the ball. Now the ball, control taken back by Gerson for Cedar Rapids, plays it back over to Heiner. Here is Taylor Bond on the ball. Bond met by 2 Wave players. Bond, Taylor, down in the corner, and there's Yoshio Sandoval. Sandoval battling with Ruggles. Tripped up, and ball played back to Heiner. Here's Gerson. Gerson plays the ball back over to Heiner, plays it over to Hurwitz, back over to Gerson, and ball taken right back by Milwaukee. Now it's Chino. Chino sends the ball down along the boards to Liete. Liete, here's Marcio. Shot just wide. Heiner gets the ball back for Cedar Rapids. Now over to Hurwitz. Cedar Rapids has had their chances tonight, but every time they get a chance, ball given right back to Milwaukee. Here is Hain. Andre finds Ian Bennett, IB, into the box. And there is Heiner with the ball for Cedar Rapids. Here is Osvaldo Rojas, has a goal for Cedar Rapids tonight. Battling with Ruggles before the ball sent back over to Lemos, who finds Hain right about midfield. Here's Ian Bennett. Bennett slings the ball back across field, and Josh Lemos is there. Cedar Rapids will make a couple of substitutions. There's Bennett, sends it down, and recovered by Rojas. And the ball back down. Sandoval with it, sends it to Heiner. And now Cedar Rapids back on the attack. Mohamed Kanawi. Here's Kanawi. Finds Victor France down in the corner. Victor, save by Lemos. Here's a shot by Kanawi. Just misses that one. And now ball taken back by Sandoval. Here's Sandoval. Here's Rojas. Rojas with a shot for Cedar Rapids. And now back to Victor France. France right into the paws of Lemos. Looks like Josh might have banged his hand up there for a second. And he's holding his hand. I think he might have got banged up. Cedar Rapids back on the attack. Here's Kanawi. Mo along the boards looking. Nobody home. Ball played in the box. 2 Rampage players right there. Nobody home. Ball sent back to Heiner. Here's Osvaldo Rojas. We've got 7:27 left. And there is Huffman. Shot blocked by Liete. And there's a timeout on the field. And there's a timeout on the field. We'll step aside at 7:23 left. Milwaukee 11, Cedar Rapids 5. You're watching Rampage Soccer on MASL TV. And we're back to the action here at the U.S. Cellular Center. 7:23 left. It'll be Rampage ball with Derek Huffman on the ball for Cedar Rapids. Here's Huffman, sends it over to Sam Guernsey, and ball lost before it's recovered by Bobby Hurwitz. Hurwitz, and now Liete. Here's Liete, met by Heiner. Heiner along the boards looking for Walls. Here's Walls. Tony puts his big right foot on the ball, and he'll play it over to Guernsey. Sam, ball ricochets right back into the hands of Josh Lemos. There's Lemos, sends it over to Renault. Robert, back to Lemos. And Milwaukee maintaining possession as they have most of this second half and throughout this game. Big reason for their 11 goals that they've put up tonight, up by 6 here in the fourth. Here's Liete over to Chino. Chino, ball played over to Liete, back over to Chino. And Chino just wide. Ball goes out of play. And it will be Cedar Rapids ball. Derek Huffman for the Rampage. Here's Heiner, sends the ball down. And now Kanawi on the ball for Cedar Rapids. Here's Mo, met by Chino. Chino battling now with Lemos. And there's Sam Guernsey. Sam gets a slide tackle on the plate. And Santos now battling with Derek Huffman. And a foul is going to be called Foul going to be called, and it's going to be Milwaukee ball. Here's Lemos. Josh sends the ball downfield. And looks like it's going to be a Cedar Rapids ball at the yellow line. Here's Kanawi on the ball for Cedar Rapids. He's got Guernsey, Huffman, Walls, and Gerson. Cedar Rapids sends it down to Tony Walls. Back over to Huffman. Huffman sends it into the box, met by Santos. Cedar Rapids, Kanawi now battling for the ball with Chino. Ball sent into the air. Taylor Bond gets a head on it, and now Cedar Rapids on the attack. Here is Mo over to France, who puts the ball right into the hands of Josh Lemos. Again, Cedar Rapids quickly turns the ball over. Milwaukee gets it right back, and now we've got a blue card as Derek Huffman called for a blue card as he trips up Ian Bennett, and Derek will head to the box for 2 minutes. You expect physicality between these two teams, both rivals. But right now, Cedar Rapids has got to maintain its composure, down by 6 with 5:14 left to play. And here's a shot by Renault, and Heiner gets a foot on it. And now Cedar Rapids on the attack. Down a man right now. Here's Rojas. Rojas, 1v1. There is Lemos and Josh. And it's going to be a restart for the Rampage. You've got to give it up to Edwin Rojas, showing some hustle there. And the restart team is going to come onto the field for Cedar Rapids. It's going to be, it'll be Rojas, Sandoval, Walls, and Gerson. Walls, kick, save, and there is Lemos looking for a call as he thought Gerson may have elbowed him. Ball played to Liete. Marcio sends the ball over to Santos. Now back to Liete. These two teams will meet again tomorrow night, this time in Milwaukee. 6:05 kickoff at the UW Milwaukee Panther Arena. Tom Wynn and Art Kramer will have the call on MASL TV. Rampage with the ball. Now Santos trips up Bobby Hurwitz, and another card coming out, as this time the call on Jonathan Santos. So both teams will be without a man, and it happens to be two defenders in the box. Derek Huffman for the Rampage, Jonathan Santos for the Wave. And Cedar Rapids now will have an opportunity Ron Corey very busy tonight, making it known he's not going to put up with much. Ball sent down into the corner. That's Edwin Rojas. And Lemos gets the ball back for Milwaukee. Lemos looks at his options, slings it down to nobody home. I think he thought Liete was going to go along the board. Some miscommunication there. Ball goes out of play. Rampage ball. Hurwitz on the ball for Cedar Rapids. Sends it over to Edwin Rojas. Rojas down to the corner, finds Tony Walls. Tony back over to Hurwitz. Cedar Rapids looking to get another goal here, at least a couple, before the conclusion of this game. Now over to Rojas. Edwin sends it back to the keeper, Heiner. Heiner playing very far up, takes a shot, almost at it. Just wide. And now here's Heiner again. Heiner sends the ball to Hurwitz. Here's Bobby. Bobby tripped up by Liete, and it's going to be a Cedar Rapids ball. There's Hurwitz. And now a timeout on the field. Timeout on the field is Ante Chope is going to pull his crew together, talk things over. We'll step aside as the Waves still clinging to a 11-5 lead over the Rampage. You're watching Rampage Soccer on MASL TV. And welcome back to the U.S. Cellular Center as we're in the final 5 minutes of this game between the Rampage and the Wave. Huffman on the ball for Cedar Rapids, sends it over to Tony Walls. Walls into the corner for Victor France, now plays the ball back over to Heiner. Tony Walls sends the ball over to Taylor Bond and Josh Lamos right there. Milwaukee will travel back to southeastern Wisconsin tonight. Cedar Rapids will head up 151 tomorrow as these two teams will meet again for the third meeting of the season before coming back to Cedar Rapids on January 18th. Milwaukee in first place, entering tonight's game undefeated, hoping to hang on to their 6-goal lead and leave Cedar Rapids with their 11th win of the season. There's a shot by France, and Lamos right there. And Josh kind of tosses the ball over to Marcio Liete. Here's Liete, sends the ball back to Vega. Here's Lamos. Lamos sends the ball down to Tony Walls. Here's Tony Walls. 2:10 left in the game. Here's Victor France. And looks like there's going to be a call as Victor France headed to the box. Looks like he knocked Stuart Grable a little bit in the mouth. And France will go to the box for 2 minutes. And Milwaukee will be on the power play. So here's Lamos on the ball for the Wave. Josh gives it over to Ricardinho. Ricardinho over to Liete. And Milwaukee will be at full strength. Ball played back to Liete. Here's Ricardinho. And for Cedar Rapids, it'll be Guernsey, Hurwitz, Sandoval, and Huffman on the field. Again, Milwaukee has maintained control of this game most of the night. Cedar Rapids, when they've had the ball, they've given it right back to the Wave and not taking advantage of many of the opportunities that have been given to them. This ball played back to Lamos. Josh allows some time to come off the clock as 1:13 left. Liete meets his keeper at the goal, moves the ball upfield to Ricardinho. Milwaukee now just trying to maintain possession to close out this one as they'll walk out of Cedar Rapids with their 11th win of the season, remaining undefeated. And the only two teams left besides Milwaukee undefeated is Monterey and San Diego. And Max Ferdinand just going to step on this one as there's 35 seconds left in the game. And looks like Milwaukee and Cedar Rapids are going to be content with letting the clock run out. And the Wave will be victorious in this one, defeating Cedar Rapids by a score of 11-5. Milwaukee now goes to 11-0, and Cedar Rapids falls to 6-6. These two teams will meet again tomorrow night. Tom Wynn, Art Kramer on the call in Milwaukee, 6:05 kickoff at the UW Milwaukee Panther Arena. On behalf of the Cedar Rapids Rampage, the Milwaukee Wave, and the Major Arena Soccer League, thank you for watching tonight's broadcast. Final, Milwaukee 11, Cedar Rapids 5. You've been watching Rampage Soccer on MASL TV. Good night, and thanks for watching.